Hello, everybody. It's about 3:45 here in Kathmandu, so I'll say good afternoon, although I know we're joined by friends and colleagues from around the world and around different time zones. I do want to quickly check before I get started. Everybody can see my screen, right? Okay. All right. Once again, let's start by briefly extending my thanks to PWL International for bringing together this incredible group of people here today for this really interesting and timely and insightful conversation about a very, very important topic. And I really appreciate my own involvement in it. So again, thank you very much. I'd like to especially single out Dr. Prakash Patrai for facilitating this relationship. I do see a few familiar faces here, but as a quick introduction, so as Hani mentioned, I'm Shuvam Rizal, and I am a Kathmandu, Nepal-based researcher and development economist. And while I was interested in the climate, I remember as a young schoolboy watching the Inconvenient Truth documentary and being really quite moved by it. In a more professional sense, my interest in climate change really started when I was already in graduate school in San Francisco when I was studying economics and development economics and econometrics. So it is perhaps for that reason that, the way I view these issues that we face as humans is always through the lens of a social scientist. And while climate change is scientific, it is a problem that is scientific in nature in terms of hard sciences. There's CO2 levels, greenhouse effects, the greenhouse gases, polar ice caps, tree rings, coral rings, ocean temperatures. But really the kind of questions that I like to ask myself when I do my own research is what happens to people? What happens to the ways in which we organize ourselves into societies and little pockets of our own societies? And what kind of effects can we expect to see? And to be honest, what are we already seeing that are linked with climate change to do with these types of organizations? So for that reason, I'm going to be focusing on the more social aspect in my contribution to our discussion here. And I must single out Ms. Neupani for an excellent introduction into the more climatological and the more geographical context, particularly in the Nepali context. But no matter how one views it, the truth is clear. And the truth is that climate change is real and it is happening. And it is perhaps the biggest crisis that we have ever faced as a species. It is certainly the biggest issue of our generation. At least that's my belief and the belief of many other climate enthusiasts and experts and researchers and advocates and activists. And, I do want to acknowledge that this sounds like a very dramatic claim. I mean, as a species, we've been through a lot. We've been through wars, world wars, in fact, organizational problems in politics, resource scarcity, famine, hunger, poverty, drought, injustices, human rights abuses, extreme weather, unpredictable natural disasters. And yet, to me, what is singularly alarming about the climate issue is that it is, in a way, all-encompassing and on a global scale. There are really sophisticated research models and sort of data models, computer-generated scientific predictions that show that as our climate worsens, there will be more hazardous weather. There will be more resource scarcity, more geographical displacement, in fact, even more political unrest, more resource wars, more civil wars, more economic inequality. This is the problem of our time because this is one problem that encapsulates all other problems.